Namaste. Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. My name is Sadhana. I'm an intuitive reader and healer, and today I'm here doing live readings 1 hour later than usual. Thank you for your flexibility with the time. I think next week as well too, I will be on at this time, just in case you anyway, if you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification button. You will know when, what day and what time I am going live. So thank you. Thank you all for being here. And thank you for your patience. It looks like the crowd is slowly rolling in. Hello to Ruchi, Teresa, Fatima. Who else is here this morning? Julia's here. Hello, Julia. And Pallavi, Donna. Welcome. Janine. Hi, Janine. Haven't seen you. I feel like I haven't seen you for a while. And pardon me if you were here last week. Lydiane and Andrew, welcome back. And Dee, Heather, Irene, Kristen Louise, hello. Welcome. Okay, so I just need to take a breath, and I'm going to do a little bit of a focus here just to bring everybody together. I'm going to take the Wildwood Tarot in hand. The moon is in Taurus. And I was just glancing at a couple of your comments, and I think we would all really benefit from landing and grounding. So close your eyes, take a deep breath. Take an even deeper breath, kick off your shoes. The next time you inhale, scrunch up your toes, your feet in the carpet or inside your shoes or boots. And then as you exhale, relax your feet. And allow the energy of the moon in Taurus. Remember that the moon is waxing right now. So the energy is building, it is growing. And I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little bit of resistance. There is a resistance. There is I'm not sure what it is a sense of. I'm feeling a weight and a stickiness with this particular energy presently. And so I am part of my, I feel an impatience, and I feel, this morning, yesterday, I'm feeling like I'm stuck in the mud kind of energy. And so with this reading, I'm hoping to find a little bit of lightness and movement forward. And with that kind of feeling, and I'm not sure what's happening astrologically other than the moon being in Taurus, is that we can also become kind of slow in our movement and our decisions and so forth. And this is a time, for growth and expansion. So there's if you feel this resistance going on, know that you're not alone. I guess that's what I'm saying. One of the questions, or the question that I asked in the description box below, was about the cultivation of our inner resources. So when I think of Taurus or Taurusness, I also think of a sense of resourcefulness, and perhaps in this stickiness, in this muddiness, there is an opportunity to cultivate something that is already within, right? As if we're tending the soil and we are preparing the ground for the spring ahead. And sometimes in that hard work and in that cultivation and in the inquiry into the cultivation, there isn't a lot of movement. And so patience is really important. And so, to all you beautiful souls in the chat, this reading is for you. This is for everyone in the playback. And so, what is it that Spirit needs us to know as we continue to embrace the energy of this waxing moon, moving towards its culmination in a week or so? Ooh, okay, so this is entirely intuitive. There's an emotional, there is an emotional clinging that is part of this sense of being weighted down. And if you think about Taurian energy and the sense of that brave face kind of thing, I want to ask you, why are you putting on the brave face? Perhaps it is time to release that brave face and to be a little more vulnerable. Okay. Yes. I'm looking at Andrew's comment in the chat. Aquarius sun squaring Taurus moon, both are fixed signs. And on top of that, the sun and moon would be squaring your Leo sun. Yes. Okay. Well, this is the card that I need. This is the card that I need to see. This is the Queen of Bows. All right, so I have a question for you. Despite you know how we tend to get fixated on things like Mercury retrograde and things like that, right? And I'm thinking of a quote. From Autobiography of a Yogi, where Swami Yogananda reminds us that despite everything that is going on externally, we have the power within to make decisions and to move forward. And so to be cautious of letting ourselves be controlled from the outside. And when I see this hair here, this strong and powerful, fertile hair that is ready to move forward, it reminds me of that. It reminds me, like, okay, we need to dig deeper because this is a time of growth. This is a time of expansion. And so just to keep perspective is really, really important. We need to keep perspective, to stand firm, to stand tall, and to have enough inner strength to shake off to shake off what is going on externally. Moon and the hooded man. Oh my God. Okay. One of the things I was sensing is some baggage, emotional baggage that we don't need to be carrying. It's time. And I don't want to say we need to put it under the carpet or put it on the, The Queen of Bows energy is so much stronger than you think you are. She It's like her energy is your ability to see something through. The hooded man takes a journey into a quiet space, takes a journey into the darkness to find clarity about what it is that needs to be released. And this impatience that you are feeling, that I am feeling, that we are feeling, perhaps it will take until next week to reveal itself. But what I would suggest is that you start to already plan what it is you're going to offer up to the full moon next week. Because this emotional baggage is weighing us down. And usually with Taurian energy, I feel like there's other causes for the slowness. I want to pull a couple more cards because I want to ask about what it is that is that is preparing for release. Okay, so the first card was the Queen of Bows, the second was the Moon, and the third was the Hooded Man. Oh, Hannah, hello. I'm doing a reading for the collective, mostly because I'm feeling a little stuck right now. Okay. Okay, so what is it that is preparing for release? What is it that is preparing for release? You know, and this egg is so ready to hatch. And with a little bit of reflective time, you will know what it is that is ready to hatch. Okay, I'm going to read this card quite literally. This is not the Justice card. This is it's the Two of Arrows. And she is blindfolded. The hooded man also has that energy of inward looking. The moon wants us to look inward. And so perhaps this resistance that I'm feeling is because this question is so very, very challenging. It's almost as if you want to break out of your skin. You want to hatch out of the egg, right? And in order to do that, sufficient preparation must be mindfully taken. I was talking about the metaphor of the garden and preparing and cultivating the garden. We have to do the preparation. We have to get really, really clear about the decision, about the feelings, about the background information, so that in a week's time, when we reach the culmination of this cycle, we can truly find the blessing in letting this go. For a lot of people who are in relationship, this is going to take us through to Valentine's Day. And so the gift, probably the gift that you can give your partner at this time, is to emotionally unpack something that has been holding you back. So there is a weightiness. There is a weightiness to this, which is going to require some work on your own. Okay. I want to get to your questions, but this is really, really interesting. And just remember that you have, no matter how dark, challenging, um, embarrassing, uh, fearful you are of releasing this, you have the charisma. You have the charisma, you have the creativity, you have the vivacity to shine through this. And so I really want to encourage you to do the sufficient preparation that is necessary so that when you feel ready to send this blessing off, that you really truly are letting it go. You know? Okay. I feel a little bit lighter. How about you? Okay. All right, Donna, I'm ready. I am ready. Um, isn't that interesting? Yeah, I like that, Andrew. Okay. Thank you, Donna. This reading is for Pallavi. What is the energy around Pallavi at this time as the moon waxes in Taurus in this early energy of spring? Is there love? Is there love in the air for Pallavi? I'll do 3 cards for those for today. Ace of Stones, 2 of Stones, Knight of Stones. Okay, so these cards, super grounded energy. Like the Ace of Stones, the 2 of Stones, the Knight of Stones. This feels very slow. This feels very slow. Like something is. You're asking about love. This doesn't feel like love, Pallavi. This feels, something definitely is growing for you. The Ace of Stones is a very auspicious card. It is, it's like something I feel like in the background a seed has been planted some time ago, and this seed is starting to grow. So this would, if I want to contrast a short-term relationship as compared to a long-term relationship, this would be the seed that has been planted for a long-term relationship. The fact that we have the Knight of Stones here as well too shows strength and stamina. And with those two hairs that are playing in the over on the left there, I feel I feel as if it's auspicious that it's a two, that it's a couple. But what I'm sensing, Pallavi, is that you're going to have to wait some time. There may be a relationship that presents itself early on. And the reason that it is being presented is to stir something up within you. The potential for a long-term relationship that begins a family is definitely in the background. So your patience is needed at this time to keep a wide-angled perspective of all those who are around you and who enter your life, and know that as challenges are presented, they are presented as challenging people into your life. They are there to help make you stronger. Okay. All right. That's funny, Andrew. Andrew says I'm starting to see Lenormand cards in tarot now. Okay. Janine is next. Okay. And Dippity Doo is back. Hello, hello. And Joseph is here. Welcome to Joseph and Patricia. Okay. Let's hold space for Janine. I feel the need to move home for various reasons. Can you provide any advice how I can approach and deal with this situation? Okay, that's a great tarot question. Feeling a little crowded here. Dippity Doo is Heather. Okay. This reading is for Janine. Let us explore the energy around her sense that moving home is in her highest interest. What is it that she needs to know? How can she navigate through this challenge at this time? Stone, more stones. Stones, stones, stones. Okay. The energy of stones is, it's so restrictive. It's so Capricorn, right? It's so winter. And we are moving forth into spring. And this is kind of what I was feeling, and why I wanted to dive into that reading for the collective was because of this sense of restriction. One of the things that strikes me is that this King of Stones is releasing something vocally. The King of Stones is howling to the moon. And so, Janine, I'm not suggesting that you howl to the moon, but I'm feeling that the King of Stones is able and understands the importance of sharing, sharing his words, sharing his wisdom. And so, what I was touching on in the reading for the collective was that sense of figuring out what it is that needs to come to the surface so we can let it go. Well, the King of Stones here is letting it go. He's talking about it and he's sharing it with those around him. So that the King of Stones is sure-footed, and is, I want you to feel very assured with this card coming up that you have the power, the strength, the ability, the resources to make this shift and to do this. But there's just something about that voice that is really speaking to me. So I want you to be sure to take your time to communicate. And this could also be a level of spiritual communication as well, too, which is what I'm feeling. But there's a sense of needing to let something go. Okay. The shaman. The shaman. I see you, Janine, doing some kind of a, do you know what a sand painting is? It's almost as if simply honoring the directions and um, doing some green witchery, doing something with herbs, blessing the home that you're in, clearing and smudging the home, and doing some rituals to open space and open the path to the new direction feels really important, so that you create an energetic clear path home. And I want you to think about home metaphorically, right? Going home means a lot of different, can mean a lot of different things. Okay, this is actually a very, very auspicious card to be arriving here. So the ancestor is standing between these two trees, drumming and welcoming you home. So this all feels very reverent, very very meaningful. It's almost as if you are being called home, and you might not know the reason you are being called home, but what the cards are telling me here is that what you have been intuiting is 100% correct. I feel the need to move home for various reasons. Can you provide any advice how I can approach and deal with this situation? So one would be in a spiritual way, in a ritual way, energetically clearing your path. It's almost as if you send something ahead energetically to prepare the space. And to know that there are guardians in abundance guiding you on this journey. So, offerings and gratitude and trusting that this is exactly what you need to be doing at this time are only going to, you don't want to be resisting anything here. This path is opening. You have been reading the signs correctly. So there's really nothing you need to do, but I feel honoring the calling. Uh, can you write that down? Honor the calling. Because you might find there's something specific to you that those words mean. Okay, thank you. Okay. There is stress from living in a different. What are you saying here? But there is stress from living in a different home from my boyfriend. There is stress in living in a different home from my boyfriend. Um, Janine, I think you need to trust that you're being called home for a higher purpose, a higher reason. And the more that you can trust this calling to go home, I don't know, I don't feel like you can question this. I feel like you are truly being guided and supported. And that if your boyfriend doesn't understand or you don't understand what this is about, then maybe that's the reason that diving into meditation, prayer, ritual is going to make this a lot clearer. I don't know, Janine, I really feel like there's an honoring of this movement forward. Okay. I'm going to go on to Pan Chan. Hi, Amanda. Okay. Pan Chan. Blessings to you. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday, Pan Chan. February 8th. This reading is a birthday reading for Pan Chan. This is a birthday reading for Pan Chan. Sending her light and love and blessings for this next turn around the sun. Happy birthday, Pan Chan. Wow, that's a potent card. to step into this next year. And of course, these readings are going to link like the opening reading that I did. But with this death card, it's there's no meat left on the bone, right? We step forward free and clear into the next year, not carrying any baggage. And so know that it is okay not to take the baggage with you. This is a fresh start. This is a birth. It is a new beginning. It is a new opportunity. There is so much potential, and blessings will abound if you have the strength to honor that, to honor a new beginning, to honor a new year in every way. And we all are challenged with that, right? Oh, the Woodward and the Four of Arrows. Okay. I want to look at Janine's chat with Andrew, but I'm going to focus on Panchan. Okay, so we have the Woodward, which is equivalent to the Strength card. And then we have the Four of Arrows. Okay. The Four of Arrows there's this transformation. The butterflies, of course, are a symbol of transformation. And in this particular Four of Arrows, there is a complete surrendering. And there's a deep, deep connection between the first card and the third card. And that is, in order for the transformation, in order to reap the abundance and the blessings of this year ahead, surrendering to the transformation is really, really important. And if that means leaving something behind, if that means moving to a new city, shifting careers, know that this is the year that it's meant to happen. The Woodward is just so full. The Woodward is the ward of the wood with his links there. And this speaks to your inner strength, your perseverance, the energy the tenacity that is needed to see this transformation through. And so to get in touch with, to take account of, this is so much more than counting your blessings. This is about really acknowledging your inner resources and saying out loud to yourself, I have this, I can do this, I have an indomitable spirit that is going to take me through this. And if you are not aware at this time of a major shift or a major transformation, know that this year will create an opening. And it would be a wise decision to accept it. You're welcome, Grace. Okay, so Panchan, This feels like a brand new year ahead. A brand new, like it couldn't be any more, um, like a brand new you and a brand new opportunity to maybe to be the you that you've always wanted to be. Okay. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. Allie Joe. Allie Joe. There's Allie Joe. Allie Joe. If I can find your question, Allie Joe. I see Hannah's question just after Allie Joe. Allie Joe says, thank you. Oh, there we go. Okay, found it. Will David reach out to myself anytime soon? Okay. Yes or no? Okay, so let's hold some love and light around Alicia. So Alicia, one of the things that I'm feeling here is that it's really important to create space, to create an energetic opening for David. And this has definitely been a theme today. And I want to encourage everybody to do a little bit of unpacking. Is this about, and it's funny, like that's what I've been doing. I've been clearing out my tarot cabinet, clearing out my garage. Oh my God, this is something I was reading earlier today. So the energy of spring cleaning, and it's funny, those of you in the Lenormand class, the stork card can also refer to spring cleaning. Energetic spring cleaning is so important. In preparation for making space. And Allie Joe, I want to ask you a question. Is there space for David? Is there even space for him? Is there emotional space? Is there physical space? Is there energetic space for David? So part of your preparation is to create that space. All right. Will David reach out anytime soon? The suit of arrows is emote to Beltane. So we can also be looking for arrows as a sign of timing. This is a great deck for looking at timing. So if we're looking at a timing question, this takes us to summer solstice. So this takes us to, a little bit, this takes us into another season for sure. Wow. And this is summer solstice as well too. And then we have the ancestor again. Isn't this interesting? Okay. One of you already had this card, and the ancestor is here awakening and opening this season. And I really feel what I was picking up on about creating space is so very, very important. Calling In creating space, we have more of an ability to call in what we want. And then by midsummer, there will be, I really feel like I need to go with the energy of the cards, the timing of the cards, Alicia. So it feels like summer. And you know what? I'm looking at the the milk, the mother's milk, the nourishment, the strength, the and I'm thinking of what I was saying about preparation. So getting yourself strong, getting healthy, preparing. It sounds crazy, right? Preparing your physical body, your energy body for a relationship. The ancestor is opening the path, but it's like towards the end of June is when things will really come to pass, you know? That's what it feels like to me. It's a lot of fire. It's a pretty strong message. Um, it's deeply connected to fertility, Andrew, as well too, to strong feminine energy. So we have very masculine energy here, very feminine energy here. So these two energies coming together feels really, really strong. But I don't want, like, I'm feeling I don't want Allie to rush this. This feels like there's some care and some calling in and nurturing and strengthening that's needed. Okay. But it's, yes, it's definitely possible. And you know what I feel like? It might not be David, but it's like it's a preparation of Allie making herself the best version, and having the, you know, there's so many questions, that relationship questions where, and this is a perfect reading to remind you, Alicia, that if you feel strong and vital and healthy and nurtured, what you will invite and attract into your life is going to be really amazing and beautiful. Okay. Okay. Hello to those of you coming in. I don't know if I said hello to Gomez and SD. Okay, so we're going to go to Hannah. And I think Hannah's question was, so Hannah is responding to the prompt that I had below in the description box. And, you know, the general energy here for all of us is that, well, there's two things that have come through loud and clear today. One is that there's some unpacking to do, some emotional release, and the energetic clearing, which can be symbolically done through physical clearing. I was talking like divesting tarot decks, cleaning out the garage, um, preparing boxes for donation is all part of that as well too. So preparing and cultivating the inner garden, we can do that externally, representationally, if that makes sense. Okay. Hannah is not the best gardener. I would appreciate advice for tending my inner garden. Okay. This reading is for Hannah, Dancing Soul Sister. What advice does Spirit have for tending her inner garden? Andrew, you were asking about the timing of this deck. That was a beautiful cut, Hannah. If you take a year and work with this deck over a whole year, it doesn't have to be the only deck you work with. You will easily get to know the meanings of the cards and the timing of the cards. Okay, so for example, this is the card that is at March 21st. The sixes. So the sixes are at the equinoxes and the solstices. So again, cultivating the inner garden. Again, Hannah, I'm feeling there's a moving on energy. There's a release. And with this particular six, it's letting go of thought patterns, letting go of arguments, letting go of and also, the thing I love about the Six of Swords is that it's okay to not know exactly where we're going. Acknowledging the journey the journey itself is enough. Wow. All right. So something going on with you for equinox. Both of these cards are spring equinox cards. These two. Wheels on the other side. Wheels over at autumnal equinox. So these cards speak to it's a very it's not a very specific reading at all, Hannah. Sorry about that. But this is about change of life, change of seasons. This is about let's put the language of the question in here. So in tending to your internal garden, we want to make sure that the energy is flowing. All of these cards signify flow and movement of energy. You want to embrace change, not resist change. And so that when you feel challenged with change, no matter how small or how little, so something funny coming to mind. So suppose your grocery store discontinues your favorite brand of coffee or tea, right? These little things can rile us up a lot. And to know that little shifts in energy, no matter how small or big they are, is an exercise in being in the flow, being with shifts, being with changes. because you have two cards here that sit at the equinox, I'm suggesting that there's some preparation for that Sabbath that might be a good exercise for you in celebrating change. So as we move toward March 20th, 21st, I'm not sure when it falls this year, maybe this is an exercise in, a bigger, more elaborate altar, specifically making foods for this Sabbath, researching traditional celebrations, honoring. I'm just looking for March 21st in my wee moon. March. There's something about this, okay, for you. So let's go to March, spring equinox. Sunday, March 20th. Um, 8:33 Pacific Daylight Time. The moon squares Chiron. Whoa. And then the moon will transition into Scorpio on spring equinox. Okay, so do you understand what I'm saying? I think that tending your inner garden is, there is a very practical message here. Okay, and I don't know if this is something that you already do, and if it is something you already do, then this is maybe it's time to share it or to teach it or to honor it in a different way. Maybe become part of an association that honors the Sabbaths. Okay, good. Fabulous. Love it. Thank you, Hannah. It's lovely to have you here too, Gomez. Okay, Grace. Looking for Grace. For researching my videos, I found a tarot deck that quite honestly speaks to me. Oh, Vision Quest. Yeah, Vision Quest is beautiful, isn't it? You're welcome, Hannah. Okay, so here's Grace's question. It would be an honor to get a reading from you. I will be 25 in February. So in 9 days' time. But I have been in a dark night of the soul for 2 years. Ooh, how to get out of it? Well, have you heard everything I've been saying today? It feels as if this preparation for spring is an important message for all, but for you, and there goes my back body again. Okay. Working with the element of fire is very, very powerful, Grace. And fire rituals, fire practices, bonfires themselves can help with all of this. Okay, thanking the dark night of the soul experience. And I almost feel as if it's time for you to set a limitation. So it's as if you address spirit and you put a container around this dark night of the soul experience. And it's like you put it in a container, you honor it, and you let it go. You have become, it's almost like you have become the story. And so stepping out of the story is really, really important. And it's through third eye practices, intuitive practices, working with breath and so forth, we can start to see the bigger picture. I don't want to say that you've become self-absorbed, but your perception and your perspective right now is it's narrow. It's narrow. Okay, so as we okay, so I'm going to do 3 cards for you, Grace. I'm going to do 2 cards for Swadhisthana chakra, and I'm going to do a card for Agnya chakra, and we want to kind of see what the maybe what the big picture is that you've been missing. Okay. The message I got for Agnya chakra was you are home. You are home. You are safe. Look at how the sun is rising in the distance. But let's look at the energy of the dark night of the soul and what if there's any residual energy or what it is that you're moving through. It's really kind of beautiful, Grace, because we see that the energy is naturally transforming, that the pain, the hurt, the sorrow, the grief is in the process of transformation. And we have the Ace of Bows here, which is a sign that you are ready to step out of the dark night of the soul and into the fire. Now, one of the things I said before I shuffled the cards was to work with the element of fire, bringing the element of fire into balance. And I would suggest physical, sweaty activity might be really, really helpful. Right? So whether that is mountain climbing, running, chopping wood, something like that, this is going to help. So by making your physical body work hard, this will help to transform any residual energy that is still lingering. But these cards tell me the process is in motion. It's really beautiful that the Ace of Bows is showing up here. It tells me that you have a passion, you have the will, you have the inspiration to step forward into the next part, the next leg of the journey. The big picture card is that you are safe, you are protected, you are home. There's nowhere that you need to go. And so, Grace, by really embracing the candle making as energetic transformation, like looking at candle making from um, a metaphysical perspective might be really helpful. Like playing with fire, getting, maybe there's an opportunity. Maybe there's a creative opportunity to sell your candles, or to use your candles in workshop, to share your candles, to use your candles for inspiration for others. When I see the Ace of Bows, I also feel, I mean, this card is deeply connected to the Ace of Air as well too. You know, this is a beautiful time in your life, and know that the dark night of the soul, you are emerging from the dark night of the soul. I also, when I look at this card, I see a bow and a string of a violin. I hear beautiful music and harmony and peace. And I really feel that this peace in this Four of Stones here, it's so calm. And so to make sure that you create that calm space. You know, if your home has felt a little bit chaotic lately, to make sure that you have a corner, a meditative corner, that you have um, you feel serene in your surroundings. And if you don't feel serene in your surroundings, then change them. I don't mean move. I mean just, move the furniture, open the windows, shift the fabric, things like that. Okay. Thank you, Grace. All right. I'm just going to wait for Donna's cue, but I think Patricia is next. Gather up the cards. Yeah. Okay, good. Waxing half moon in Taurus, 5:50 a.m. Oh my goodness, I'm going to read you a poem from the wee moon for this time. This is really beautiful. Actually, I'll put it on the screen so you can read along with me. Okay. All right. This is exactly what I have been feeling. All right. It's called In Between Time or Void of Course. And the excerpt is by Ellie Stewart. The artwork is by Autumn Sky. Autumn Sky is the creator, the artist of the Sacred Rebels deck. Waking up in that moment, coming from the dream world, the real world, to this one, before rolling over, before feet touch the floor, the feel of other places, still swimming around me. I am in between time. sometimes lost, sometimes found, leaping from one world to another, carrying in my rucksack more secrets in the hidden pouch inside, waiting for just the right moment to empty them onto the page. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so let's, part of this release that I was speaking to earlier, maybe we can empty some of those feelings onto the page. This deck in the season of arrows that we're in speaks to the pen and the sword. Beautiful. Okay, so this is for Patricia. Let's hold space for Patricia. This is the last reading for today. Why does Patricia feel so unstable? Why does Patricia feel so unstable? All right, so Patricia, take off your shoes, take off your socks, bang your feet on the floor, lie down on the floor, completely lie down on the floor. And if you're in the middle of the office, just do it anyway. Lie down on the floor. I have this really powerful suggestion. Okay, here we go. Like a child having a temper tantrum. So this is a great exercise if we're not feeling connected. You want to lie down on your back, your arms and your legs are open, and you just start to pound the floor with your legs and your arms, and you scream and you yell and you have an adult temper tantrum, and you just release energy. I mean, don't hurt your arms and your legs, obviously your hands and your feet. But part of stability, Patricia, is grounding. You've got to get connected. The other thing you can do is just get out every single day into nature. It does make a difference. Get dirty. Take off your shoes. Even if it's freezing cold, put your feet in the sand, put your feet in the dirt. Connect. Connect as much as you possibly can. Get off, like Andrew just said, like, it's amazing how just sitting, lying on the floor shifts your energy. Get off the sofa, get off the damn chair, get onto the floor. So important. We spend so much time. Okay. So that medicine is really, really important, Patricia. Okay. This specifically for you. More details. Okay. This is the Wren. This is the page of arrows. The page of arrows sits at the transition between so just before Beltane. Like, this is the awakening into, okay, messages, page of arrows, messages, listening, little birds. What is this? What is this about? I was just thinking, like, little bird, the little bird on your shoulder. Have you been listening to the little bird on your shoulder? Or have you been ignoring messages? And in extension, I mean, it's kind of wonderful that this card is here. In extension of what I was saying to grounding, using your hands not only getting dirty, but making stuff. Make if you're not in the habit of cooking your own food, you want to use your hands, right? Our hands are connected to our heart space, and um, we cannot feel stable if we don't acknowledge all of these connections. Oh, wouldn't that be amazing, Andrew? Wouldn't that be amazing? A mud bath. Okay, so we have stones, arrows, and vessels. The eel card acknowledges a long subterranean journey through all of your crap, right? Through all of your shadows, your issues, your karmas, your challenges. And so there's a lot that you have been working through. And so one of the reasons that you feel unstable is because a lot of energy is moving through you at this time. Bye, Lydiane. Okay. The Knight of Eels is traveling home. And I wonder if you don't feel a sense of home where you are. How can you make your living space feel more like home? Maybe you would find some centering and grounding by traveling home, going to your ancestral home, connecting with your parents, your siblings. The reason that I'm talking about this, Andrew, it has to do with the journey of the eels, and the eels take these long journeys back to the Sargasso Sea. It's one of the stories that is associated with this card. But there also is a sense of purpose. I think purpose is and that would be the element of fire. There's a sense of purpose. This eel knows exactly where it needs to go. It's a bit of a long journey, but the eel is taking that journey. Okay, so can we put this all together for Patricia? Patricia, you're being really quiet in the chat. I don't know if you're here. Okay. Has your worth been questioned? Are you in a relationship where you don't feel valued? And this is about you declaring. Bye, Gomez. This is about you, Patricia, declaring that I am worthy. I know exactly where I'm going. I am listening to guidance, and it's time for me to act. There's a sense of action that's needed. And so perhaps one of the reasons you're feeling unstable is you've been blowing in the wind, you've been not standing your ground. Does that make sense, Patricia? Right? It's time for you to stand up for yourself and to act and to do and to go where you want to go and to do what you want to do and be who you want to be. Stop pleasing other people. So it's kind of a beautiful reading. Wow. Okay. So I want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being here today. Um, Energy is a funny thing, right? So it's really important that you listen to your energy and to work with it. Journaling can really, really help. But the movement of energy sometimes can be really, really challenging. And so just to pause and maybe draw a card or do a guided meditation or take a walk. All of these things can really, really help. So I want to send you bright blessings for the week ahead. And I look forward to seeing you again very soon in the chat. Much love to all of you. Namaste. Thank you, Donna, so much. I appreciate everything that you do in the chat. Blessings.